ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ ರೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಇದು ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್
ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೋಡಿ
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Dear students, am I audible? ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ರೆಡ್ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಈಗ ರೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್.
ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ಲೈನ್. Dear students, is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
PPT is visible,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Are you able to see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, fine. Today actually we are discussing on a small topic actually, T4 cross section at the level of T4. Since we are going into the thorax, we need to study some of the cross sections in the thorax. So like in T3, T4 and T5 are some important levels. Among them, T4 is the most important one, where many structural changes takes place, many structural changes. So we concentrate more on T4, and we will also see briefly on T3 and T5 also. Okay. And before going to the cross sections, by now hope you know about mediastinum. Is it discussed already?
Yes, sir.
Mediastinum is covered now already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So if you know by now what is mediastinum, you can just look at here. This is the lung and here is the lung. Okay, both right and left lungs you are seeing, and between space is the mediastinum. What exactly I am trying to show you is the mediastinum here, and in the mediastinum we can see some of the important structures present over here. So this mediastinum has been divided into superior and inferior mediastinum at the level of sternal angle or angle of Lewis. So at sternal angle, when it is divided into superior and inferior, the inferior mediastinum is further divided into anterior, middle and posterior mediastinum by presence of pericardium. So you are seeing the pericardium here and the heart actually you are seeing the heart only directly. So you should remember that heart is located in the middle mediastinum. So from the heart there are number of structures moving towards the neck. Okay, few reaches the neck, few reaches the limb, and few come back to the thorax itself. You are seeing all those structures. For example, you can see an important structure here. The first one, this is superior vena cava, which is formed by fusion of right and left brachiocephalic vein. This is superior vena cava formed by right and left brachiocephalic vein, and superior vena cava is formed. And superior vena cava is having another tributary called as azygous vein. You are seeing that also, arch of azygous vein I am showing you, and the azygous vein is here. So these three are noticed here along with the superior vena cava, which is ending into the right atrium. Similarly, next structure you are seeing here is the aorta. Aorta begins from the left ventricle. You are seeing the left ventricle. From here, the aorta continues upwards and takes an arch over here, arching, you are seeing it here, and this arch is called as arch of aorta. Then it moves towards, arch of aorta moves towards posteriorly and towards left side, then takes and runs inferiorly. Okay, so as it is moving inferiorly, it continues there as descending thoracic aorta. So ascending thoracic aorta, arch of aorta, and descending thoracic aorta is visible here. Ascending aorta gives branches of artery to the heart itself, which are called as coronary arteries. Arch of aorta gives 3 branches. You are seeing 3 branches over here. This is the brachiocephalic trunk, which further divides into right common carotid artery and right subclavian artery. I repeat, the first branch from arch of aorta is the brachiocephalic trunk, which is divided into right common carotid artery and the right subclavian artery. The second branch from the arch of aorta is the left common carotid artery and the left subclavian artery, 2 different arteries. So there are 3 arteries you are seeing here. All the 3 are not completely visible. 2 you can see clearly. The left common carotid, the brachiocephalic trunk, you are seeing it here. The left subclavian is just slightly visible in the pointer. Okay, that is the branches. We should appreciate it here. Then the third next structure we could able to see in the mediastinum here is this structure, blue colored. This is the pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk is continued from the right ventricle. From there moves upwards and towards left. Later on it takes the termination by dividing into 2 pulmonary arteries, one for the right lung and one for the left lung. 2 pulmonary arteries can be seen here. Okay, you're seeing the pulmonary trunk clearly. The pulmonary arteries I'll show you in the next slide. So pulmonary trunk you are seeing. Then you can see some of the nerves also here. Do you see this yellow structure? This is nothing but the phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve is visible here. And similarly, you can also see the right phrenic, and this one is the left phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve is going for the diaphragm, coming from C3, C4, C5 of cervical plexus. Similarly, you are also seeing another nerve here. This is vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve. You are seeing on right side here. Similarly, you are seeing the left vagus also here, just behind the pointer. You are seeing the left vagus nerve. This is few of the structures superficially seen. Deeply, you can also see an important structure over here. This is the trachea. Trachea is nothing but the continuation of larynx. Larynx continued inferiorly as the trachea, and the trachea here it is coming and divides into 2 principal bronchi. The right and left principal bronchi is happening here. Okay, so you are seeing the trachea. Behind the trachea, you can also see the esophagus. Behind the trachea, you are also seeing the esophagus. Before going to cross sections at different level, I was trying to make you aware of all the structures which can be seen in the thorax, okay, thoracic cavity. So these were the structures which we see at the same level. If I take a cut section at this level, you can see all these structures in the thorax definitely. So the same thing, now we are moving into the same interior what can be seen here. I was already talking you, I told you I'll show you the aorta here. This is ascending aorta, arch of aorta, and the descending thoracic aorta. I told you the thorax, the trachea terminates by dividing into right and left principal bronchi. And behind this you can also see the esophagus. Esophagus is also will also be present over here. It is not visible in the structure. And now in this picture, you can notice an important thing over here, that is sternal angle. Sternal angle. After the mediastinum, I am giving you some hint on angle of Lewis or sternal angle. Have you heard about angle of Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So angle of Lewis is actually nothing but the meeting of manubrium and the body of sternum. Manubrium meeting with the body of sternum. Together they form secondary cartilaginous joint here. Secondary cartilaginous joint. So when you measure this, these two have an angle here. You can notice it here. It is approximately said that 162 degree. 162 degree is the angle of Lewis formed between manubrium and the body. And it may be more prone in case of male. It is said that, but it is not definitely defined. Number of degrees and all has not been defined. Okay, so this is the angle formed here. And the same angle of Lewis, exactly at the same level, we will have, you can see the blue colored structure over here. We have an attachment of a costal cartilage of second rib. You can see the first rib here. This is the first rib and this is the second rib. Second rib and its costal cartilage is attached exactly at the level of sternal angle. You are noticing it here. Okay, and the same thing is moving all the way towards the second thoracic vertebra posteriorly. Okay. And this sternal angle, when we see from front in the thorax, you can see in the thorax here, this sternal angle is a clear-cut landmark, and only landmark to count the ribs here. When you want to measure the ribs, especially during any of the operations doing towards the stomach or towards the spleen or towards the kidney here, you need to know the costal margin level. Similarly, on the right side, you should, when you are operating with the kidney, right kidney or the liver or duodenum and all, you need to know the costal margin. Then only you can go to the liver. Okay, so when you are going for the different levels, even especially during pleural effusions, while collecting pleural effusions and all, you need to know you need to count the ribs here. So while counting the ribs, you should start from the second rib only. Second rib had a clear cut margin here, the sternal angle or angle of Lewis. Okay, so from here you will start counting obliquely towards inferior laterally. You should go in this angle. Similarly on the opposite side also. So you are counting the first rib cannot be seen here. So you are going directly to the second rib, palpate with the thumb, press, keep pressing. You will feel depression, elevation, depression, elevation, depression, elevation like that. You should go inferior laterally on both the sides here. So this is the clear-cut landmark to count the ribs I was mentioning you here. And the sternal angle at the same level, if you take the posterior landmark at the same level, it lies at the level of sternal angle, posteriorly lies at the level of junction between T4 and T5. You are seeing the intervertebral disc of T4 and T5. So you are seeing at the same level. So T4 is the clear-cut landmark. T4 is the clear-cut landmark for the sternal angle here. So now we have reached our important thing which we wanted. We want to cut the thorax. Exactly at the level of T4. So now we can clearly analyze what all things are happening, what all things are getting changed at the level of T4 in the thorax if we know all these things. So for that reason only I was talking on mediastinum, I was talking on angle of Lewis and all. So T4 is the level where the sternal angle is visible over here. So we are taking this yellow margin is clearly showing us the transverse section. Same is repeatedly shown here to make you aware. This is the transverse section at the level of sternal angle, and on the bony view. Similarly, on the lung view, here you can see the changes in the trachea. What is happening here? It is ending here. Afterwards, there is no trachea seen, and you can see the esophagus is also coming over here below, and you can also see some of the changes in the heart. The picture is not clear. I wanted to show you all the three in one view only, so I just made this diagram. Yeah, now you are finding all the cut sections of T4 level only. Can anybody tell me the structural changes, what all happens at the level of sternal angle or the T4 section? Can anybody tell? Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the changes, structural changes at the level of sternal angle?
No, sir.
No idea? Yes, okay, fine, no problem. I'll just tell you. Here is the section what I wanted to show you. This is the mandible, this is the body, and here is the section, and T4 you are seeing it here. So if I take a section over here, what all changes occurs here, I will just show you in this picture. You are seeing this cut section. This is the transverse section of the lung. You're seeing the right side here. This is the left side here, and left lung. Right lung is visible here, right lung and left lungs are visible, and here you have taken a section. You look at the red color structure here, the first and foremost important thing. Okay, here the ascending aorta ends at the same level. Note down the things one by one, note down the things. We will have approximately 12 to 15 changes at this level. I'm talking on first change here. Okay, that is ascending aorta ends at the level of T4 or the second rib or sternal angle. Similarly, descending aorta begins at the same level, T4 level only, T4 level. Okay, and arch of aorta begins and ends at the same level only. Because of that, we are seeing the arching of the aorta here. Arching. So I was telling you it is moving towards left and posteriorly. You are seeing the same direction of arch of aorta. So this structure, red color, what you are seeing is the arch of aorta. Okay. So you will notice now three things: ending of ascending aorta, beginning and ending of arch of aorta, and beginning of descending thoracic aorta is at the same level. Next thing is the pulmonary trunk. Actually, the pulmonary trunk, which will divide into two pulmonary arteries. So you should actually see the right and left pulmonary artery on this same level only. Pulmonary trunk divides at the same level, which is not visible in this diagram. Next thing is you can also see the superior vena cava. The highest margin of superior vena cava is seen here by joining of. Superior vena cava is formed by joining of right brachiocephalic vein and left brachiocephalic vein. I was showing you in the mediastinum. So these two meet at the same level, and the arch of azygous vein exactly enters here. Arch of azygous vein. You are looking at the arch of azygous vein entering into the superior vena cava at the level of same here. Just above the sternal angle or T4, you will see the formation of superior vena cava. Hope you can see this here. This is superior vena cava. This is arch of azygous vein. Okay, just above T4, we will have the formation of superior vena cava. Okay. Now, that was the next structure. Coming to the trachea exactly bifurcate. Trachea is a single tube. Now at the T4 level, it has bifurcated into two links here. So here we can see the corona of the corona of the trachea. That is nothing but the bifurcated trachea. Bifurcated. It is not completely moving towards right and left here. Just bifurcated. You see the right and left principal bronchi are just getting divided here, and central septum is formed here. Okay. So tracheal bifurcation begins at the same level over here. This is what happens here. Okay. Then next thing is esophagus just runs over here. No changes happens to the esophagus, and you will also see the phrenic nerve, right phrenic nerve, and right vagus nerve. Similarly, left phrenic nerve and left vagus nerve here. Vagus nerve. On the left side, what happens? There is a recurrent laryngeal nerve comes from the vagus nerve, which is winding around the arch of aorta and moves deep to the arch of aorta. So you are seeing recurrent laryngeal nerve also here. Nerve also here. Okay. So you can also see some of the branches from the vagus nerve, which is moving towards the lung and heart here. So those branches are visible over here. Visible over here. Okay. And you can see some changes, important change occurring in the thoracic duct. Thoracic duct, you know already, which is formed in thoracic duct is formed on right side at the level of L1. Later on, it moves upwards up to the T5 level. At the level of T5, it takes some deviation towards the left side and reaches the left side at the level of T4. You are seeing at the level of T4, the thoracic duct on left side here. You just see here. It is seen in the left side. Okay. So thoracic duct actually is present on the right side area below the T5. But at the level of T4, you will see the thoracic duct on left side. Okay. From there onwards, it runs superiorly on left side only up to the termination. So you are seeing the thoracic duct left side here. Okay. And you can also see an important gland over here, which is actually not visible in this diagram. You can see in this diagram. Can you see this diagram? This small remnants of thymus lies at the level of T4 itself. You are seeing the small remains of thymus gland. Small remains of thymus glands are visible here in some cases. Okay, and another important changes I'll tell you, that is the skin innervation. Skin nerve supply. Nerve supply to the skin in the thorax is actually by the intercostal nerves. Second, third, fourth, the intercostal nerve, what we say in the intercostal spaces, they actually supply the intercostal space area. But at the area of second rib and above, that is again nothing but the T4 level. The thorax is supplied by the supraclavicular nerve. Supraclavicular nerve is a branch from cervical plexus coming from C4, C5. C3, C4, C5 coming from cervical plexus. Okay, when this nerve comes, okay, which actually supplies area above the sternal angle. Okay, so C2, C3, C4, the nerves supplies area above the sternal angle, and area below the sternal angle it is supplied by T2 suddenly. So from cervical plexus to suddenly brachial plexus is excluded here. You remember brachial plexus was formed between the C5 to T1. So that has gone for those nerves have gone for the upper limb. So remaining nerves, that is C4 to up to C4, we will have the nerves supplying area above the sternal angle, and T2 onwards will supply the area below the sternal angle. So that is what changes happens at the level of sternal angle. Okay, so the same things you can notice in this. All the changes, what all changes I was discussing, can be seen here. We can see another picture of a same thing here. This is again showing the lungs here. It is reversely kept here. It is reversely kept here. This is anterior aspect, this is posterior aspect. You are seeing the vertebral column here, and paravertebral muscles are visible. Okay, you are seeing the trachea bifurcating here. You are seeing the ascending aorta, descending aorta, and this is the arch of aorta, and the vena cava is visible here. Esophagus is visible here. Okay, and the lung is clearly visible here. Okay, this is a model of a prepared model, not a specimen actually. That was actually, so far we saw all those changes at the level of T4. Now here in this picture, we are noticing structural changes at the level of T5 now. T5. So we are going lower level. So in the lower level, what happens now? We will see that immediately there only, we will see the pulmonary trunk has completely divided here. Pulmonary trunk has divided into two right and left pulmonary arteries. You are seeing the lung here. This is also right lung and left lung here. Right and left lung. Okay. Here is the ascending aorta and here is the descending aorta. Superior vena cava, pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk has divided here into right and left pulmonary artery, and you are seeing the left principal bronchi and right principal bronchi. You see, it is completely divided now. It is completely divided. Right and left, two different bronchi are visible here. Even we can see the esophagus here. Okay, vagus nerve and phrenic nerve of right side, and similarly left side, left phrenic and left vagus are seen over here. Okay, and here are the lymph nodes. So these are the changes what we notice in case of T5 level. T5 level, we will see mainly the pulmonary trunk. Other than that, all the changes are similar over here. You can see azygous vein is coming upwards here in front of vertebral column. This is fifth thoracic vertebra. Here we are seeing the azygous vein here. In the next picture, we are seeing transverse section at the level of T3, third thoracic vertebra. So we are going higher level than the T4 now. T4. So you are seeing in the same section, arch of aorta, ascending aorta cannot be seen now because the branches of that should be seen. So here we are seeing the brachiocephalic trunk, and the left common carotid artery and the left subclavian artery is visible over here. See the different changes here. You're seeing three different arteries here. Along with that, you are seeing a single trachea, complete single trachea, easily visible here, clearly differentiable single trachea. In the T4, T5, we saw two principal bronchi. Okay, and here we saw just dividing in T4. Okay, but in T3 we are noticing a complete full-fledged trachea, single tracheal tube is seen over here. Okay, along with that, you are seeing the right and left brachiocephalic vein. Superior vena cava is not visible here. Right and left brachiocephalic vein is visible. So if you see these such things, so you should be able to identify as the transverse section at the level of third thoracic vertebra. So these are the changes at the level of T3. Okay. So this was the brief thing. You may have now onwards, there are some questions. There are some questions asked in your theory also. Transverse section at the level of T3, T4 and T5 you may be asked in theory exam. Nowadays in this year we are planning to start spotters on transverse sections in your spotters examination in gross anatomy practical examination. We are planning to start one of the diagrams we are planning to keep diagram of a cut section we will keep. So that may come for you in your exam. So kindly look into the diagram and try to identify the features. So T3 level what should be there, T4 level what should be there. Okay, repeatedly see the things what is there in that. Okay, so with that I conclude my class. If you have any doubts, you can ask now. I just heard from the student saying yesterday's class, the clarity was not good in the dissection. Okay, so today again we shifted to the different camera again. The first class what was there and the similar camera we have shifted, and he will have a view of the camera which was used in the first class. So nothing to worry today. I'll also be there, and Babuji sir will continue on. Internal features of right atrium. Okay, I think you can take 5-10 minutes rest and join by 12 o'clock. Okay, thank you. I don't waste your time. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Yes, Srishti, any doubt?
Thank you, sir.
No, sir.
No doubt?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Good day,
Yes, tell me.
sir.
Sir, please,
Thank
can
you.
you upload the PPT?
PPT, I
Because
think they are uploading, no? Every day they are uploading or not?
yesterday it was
It was not uploaded?
yes, sir.
Okay, I'll ask them to upload immediately. Huh?
Yes,
Any
okay.
previous class you want or today's class only?
No, sir. Yesterday something it was left, so that only is the
So previous classes, few of the PPTs are not uploaded. That I should ask them to upload. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. It will be done. Rigveda.
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. It will be done. Nothing to worry.
Thank you.
Any other queries?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine.